Hello teacups, what's brewing? Welcome back to the channel, or welcome to the channel if it's your first time. Lovely to see you here today. We're back with Chantal. You guys, she had 4 lives last night. They weren't the 6-hour marathons that they have been, which is what happened the previous 2 days, I think, where I woke up to like 9 hours of content and I was like, I refuse. I'm just not doing it. And I had a bit of a tantrum about it and just left it. We've got a very cut down version of her live called Hiiiii, where she wasn't high for the first time in God knows when. I genuinely can't remember when I didn't see her high on stream. She did get high later. We're not covering the 2 latest ones, which were 18 plus and something else. There was another one that I can't remember off the top of my head what the name was. She was extremely high. She was rambling a lot. I saw the tail end of whatever the second one was when I woke up because it was still going live. I'm gonna cough. Excuse me. So I saw the state she was in and I was like, nah man, we've got more than enough to cover. I don't want to engage with this. So I haven't actually seen them yet. And I've got a couple of clips from the second live, which was Beezin, which was a non-members only live, and then she got angry and made it members only. So we'll get into that, but let's get started.
I look like crap. Oh my god. I think the Ozempic is working because I don't feel hungry, but I ordered food.
This is something she says a lot, and I mean, it's her, she just is used to ordering that much, I suppose, but I'm like, if you're not hungry, why are you ordering food? Or if you want the convenience of food, why do you order so much food? Because all of the trash and all of the leftover food and a fridge constantly needing clearing out, which will become an issue in a minute. Why? Well, if you're not hungry, don't eat. It's okay. It's all just eat very small amounts to kind of keep the blood sugar level because you don't want it super dropping either. But it's okay to not eat if you're not hungry. But even though she's saying, oh, well, I'm not really hungry, I ordered food. It's sheer habit at this point.
Hi, Emmy. KDG, I ordered Greek food.
She's been going in on that Greek food.
I'm sorry.
Okay. So she's sick. She's not feeling like she doesn't want food, but she's been craving it. Like, it's this. It's how much of this is the habit. And she is used to having mental cravings, but she feels sick. Her physical body doesn't want the food. So how much of this is actual mental craving? How much of this is her saying, well, I usually want this, so I want it? You know, how much of it is just what she's used to doing?
I can't, Joe, until tomorrow. Tomorrow's Monday. I need my pills so bad. Oh my god.
And this was another thing. I was like, she's got her Ozempic, right? Which finally, how long were we waiting for that? Finally. But she doesn't have her other pills. Why would you go to a pharmacy, pick up the Ozempic and not pick up your other pills? Now, that explanation, this might be something that I missed in a live somewhere else, because like I said, I had a bit of a tantrum about just how many hours there were to filter through the other day, and I refused to watch some of it. I was just like, no, I'm done. So she mentioned it, maybe I just missed it, but it makes no sense to me that she would finally dragged herself to the pharmacy and not have everything she needs, unless maybe she has to make a call to her doctor again. I don't know.
I'm kind of like shy. Like at first, I'm not really that shy with him anymore, but at first I was like, right now? Like, you want me to take it off right now? It's like blaring sunlight, like right on where my body is, like a beam of sun. But now we laugh about everything, every imperfection.
I left that in, I realised it was a bit of a jarring change of subject. I apologise. Because I'm trying to cut out a fair amount of the Egyptian dude chat because most of it is just oversharing. But here, when she's talking about, oh no, I'm super comfortable with him, because we talked before about how he says things that she takes as them laughing together that I'm like, I'm not sure I would accept that as a statement, you know? And it's the fact that she was like, oh no, we laugh together now over every imperfection. Why is the topic of the things you laugh about your imperfections? Why is it always that? Because we've already had that conversation about how he like tapped the hump on her back and was like, what do you feed this? And the comment about her having 4 boobs, or anytime he finds like a roll or a hang or whatever, he calls it a boob. And for quite a while after he made that comment, for all that she didn't seem to mind it and she was laughing, she kept referring back to having like 4 boobs. So it was clearly something that stayed on her mind. And I don't like, I realise it's not my business to like it or not, she's the one talking to him. I don't like that she finds that acceptable, because I really do think it speaks to a very low self-esteem, which we have established she has. And she says, oh no, I'm very, very comfortable now, but she's willing to accept, you know, jokes about her imperfections. It doesn't seem to be about his anywhere, but then according to her, he's a god, so, you know. It makes me a little uncomfortable, and I wish she cared more, because I think this is fully a situation where any woman, including Chantal, deserves better than that. And I wish she wouldn't be so blasé about it.
Well, I'll have to ask him. I think he will want to.
Oh, that's about him coming on camera.
I want to get my place nice and done up.
You
finally,
keep saying it.
So I can just have him over here. So he can come see Chubby Use and BB Jens.
I'm not sure how I feel about her introducing her to the fam. Notice she prioritises him meeting the cats over him meeting Pete. But then given that I don't think Pete and BB ever met, I suppose that makes sense. But this whole kind of let's invite him over here to our house. She goes back and forth a lot on the kind of relationship they have versus she wants versus she doesn't want. But this feels like a step, for better or for worse. But that being said, she's never going to clean her house. She's never going to clean the house enough to have him over here, so it's all speculation.
You know? Oh.
She keeps picking her nose through this whole thing.
The thing is still there, it hurts.
Yeah. You do occasionally get like a little spot right on the inside of your nostril. I don't know if you've ever had that, you know. She apparently has one, but she picks it and picks it and picks it this entire time. I wish just the focus on kind of her nose, her sinuses could be let go. And I know people are taking it a lot to do with, oh, she's doing these drugs, and that's actually something I want to talk about later in this react. But even if we take it straight as like allergies, like, just leave your fucking nose alone and take some medicine.
So we're gonna eat some donuts, we're gonna eat some pita, we're gonna eat some tzatziki.
So much food.
I was almost mad and got tiramisu, but I didn't get any desserts.
I mean, that's something.
Hi, Tiffany.
I was expecting a big old pile of baklava. I'm not gonna lie, I was. But she still orders a lot of food. So on one hand, recognition, nah, let's not go for a dessert. Okay, great. But she could do a little more, I think.
Yummy. Oh, and I got a chicken pita with extra feta on it, and extra tzatziki, and grape leaves.
And then we wonder why she goes
but
to the
no rice or
bathroom.
potatoes for me.
Question, are grape leaves stuffed with rice? Because she said no rice or potatoes, and, you know, doing a very good job. I mean, she's got 3 types of bread at this point, but no rice and potatoes, just 3 types of bread, extra sauce and extra cheese. But then I was like, hang on, it's a rice mix, right?
Actually, I didn't have any edibles yesterday.
That is
Isn't
a
that crazy?
shock. It shouldn't. Oh, I've done it wrong with the freeze frame again. It's not crazy. It's completely reasonable that you could go a day period without edibles. But then when she says it, I was like, ooh. And then I was like, oh no, this is the state we're at, where it is an amazing surprise that she managed to drag herself through a day without an edible. And then I feel a bit sad. Wash your hands. Just straight into her hand.
I didn't take my Reactin today yet, as you can tell.
Yeah, I mean, again, why sit there taking a medicine that's incredibly easy for her to take, that she's established she has in the apartment, when she could just sit there and sneeze on camera instead? Why not?
I did, Marissa. We watched a lot of movies. You ever see Murder Mystery with Adam Sandler and Jennifer Aniston? It's really funny.
Does she mean her and Egyptian dude watched a lot of movies? I feel like she does. I think she mentions it again maybe later. Watch them on what? That whole debacle with the TV that's now broken because he didn't have one, so she had to take one because they couldn't watch movies. How did they watch movies? Does he have another device now? In which case, why did she need to take the TV in the first place? I have some questions.
Weed might help with the nausea. Yeah, but then it gives me munchies. The bologna there.
I hate that her chat suggested that. One day without edibles. Oh, you know, weed will help with you feeling sick. Why are you suggesting this? Why are you making this worse? Her chat is a terrible source of advice. They're constantly pushing her to do things that they know are terrible for her.
With your bulimia. Oh, it's so good for people who want to eat more. Oh. Definitely.
I really didn't like how she addressed this particular thing. Now, people do share parts of their lives, and I don't think there was any intent behind it. But she was saying, you know, oh, I use it with my bulimia. And then it's like, oh, yeah, it's really good if you want to eat more. And I'm like, but bulimia is binge purge. I really don't like how that settles in the sense of, yeah, you can eat more and then throw it up again later. So I feel like she just shouldn't have addressed this. It seemed, I'm sure this isn't, I don't want her to run around and drama like, oh, she's encouraging this. I don't think she meant it as encouragement. I don't think she thought about it that much. I think she may even have, in her head, just had anorexia and bulimia interchangeably. But I really didn't like how she was like, oh yeah, you can eat so much more with it. I'm like, now the original comment I don't have, so it could have just been the original comment was worded slightly differently and so the answer was more appropriate. If that's the case, I apologize. I don't mean to mislead anybody in my reactions, but it didn't settle well with me.
I don't have PCOS. I don't have any ovaries.
She had it before she got married, right?
Well, the day's almost over, so
shocker.
I would like to do some cleaning, and
yep. I'd like you to do some,
but very slow at my pace.
I don't know what difference that makes. Just still clean, you know.
And I can just start with throwing out things around here and putting things in their proper place. That's mostly what it is. It's just a matter of things not being in their proper place, or.
I disagree with that entirely. I think her whole apartment is absolutely filthy. She's like, oh, just stuff like that. She's just messy, you guys. And I'm like, we have seen that table. We have seen that fridge. We have seen up in your room. Like, oh, it's always just the state. And I'm sorry, she's able to, within arm's reach of anywhere she is in the apartment, just grab armfuls of trash. It's not just mess. There is a lot of mess. She's got a lot of clutter because she doesn't build her baker's racks or, you know, complete her furniture to put things in, for example. But she's just covered in mess and trash. There's mess, but there is dirt.
Stuff like that, you know. I feel the Ozempic, I think so, yeah. I guess, fucking gut rot bullshit. Mm-hmm. It's a double dose that I'm used to, too. So, like, gut rot.
But she was off it for a couple of weeks before she finally filled her script. Like, not only was the jump up going to be harder because she's had these reactions to Ozempic before. It's one of the reasons that she's been losing weight is that it does make her feel sick, even though she's been eating around it with the help of the THC. But she went from doing nothing for 2 weeks to doing 1 milligram. So the whole point of sliding into it slowly is now completely lost. And that's why the doctor put her on the half. She put her on a quarter and then a half, didn't she? And then she just didn't take it for 2 weeks. Like, you're making yourself feel worse here, darling. Like that, you're making it the worst you can for yourself.
As long as I don't take any edibles.
Famous last words.
I don't feel hungry, like, at all. Like, I could go another whole day without eating, for sure. Because then you can binge right out. I know, guys. I know.
God, that fridge. Look at it.
I gotta clean out that fridge, too.
Mm-hmm. So notice, last time she was going to do a load of cleaning, she ended up just cleaning out the fridge and leaving the rest. And that's the problem is she starts one job and having done a visible portion of it, she's like, okay, well, that's good enough. And that's why her apartment never gets cleaned. She did her fridge, she does the dressing table of her room, and the dining table she's now moved into the living room. Those are the 3 spots she will clear, and then she's like, yeah, the rest isn't so bad. It's just a mess.
Oh, so tired. Well,
So tired from the thought of work.
to do. Unclogged toilet. I already did that.
I'm glad the toilets are unclogged. I do find it hilarious that she was like, to do, unclogged toilets, to-do list done. I'm guessing you've got more things to do in there. But just all the trash with an arm's
So I'm
reach.
going to simmer some meatballs. So what I'll do is I'll just stay... Hi, Cat Queen! I'll just stay home tonight. Say that I'm organizing everything so he can come over here. Which I'll do.
Oh, so she's having to justify the fact she doesn't want to see him tonight with an excuse. Oh, I'm going, or a reason. Let's call it a reason. Let's be kinder than that. And say, oh no, well, I'm cleaned up. I can't come over. Like, I thought they were hookups. I mean, this whole, is it a relationship? Isn't it a relationship? It gets exhausting. Like, you don't need to make an excuse. Just like, I'm staying home. See ya.
And then maybe he can come over. Oh.
Like, has she checked he wants to come over?
You guys want to see what's still fresh in the HelloFresh bags?
Not really, but I suppose it's better than throwing it. You know, it would be really great if you could just use the HelloFresh bags on the cycle that they come so you don't waste all the protein in it. That would be lovely.
These are fries. This Thai food is so old.
So all those...
My scallops.
I do remember, but all those leftovers, she's like, it's okay, I'll have leftovers. This is what happens to them. Just order less. Just order less. But she's so scared that she's going to miss out by not having 3 or 4 types of food that even when she can't eat it, she's ordering it all.
I don't mean to waste. It's just,
You clearly do.
I was going to bring it, the leftovers.
I personally wouldn't want someone's half-eaten leftovers if you were to bring them to my house. No, thank you. If you don't want to waste, just don't waste. Don't do it. You don't have to. And it's not even just one element of this food could have been better used. This plastic is now in the trash. It's also her money. I mean, how much have we heard her spend on money just the last few days? And she has orders from the store that's over $100, and you're like, damn, and that's every day. Every day, even if she doesn't have a big order on one thing, like she orders out multiple times. And I think in her head it's okay. She's like, but yes, but I didn't eat yesterday, or I had this yesterday. And so in her head it balances out, but I think in reality it doesn't.
Yeah, we're fridge cleaning, but I'm checking if there's anything.
Not house cleaning as we intended to 2 seconds ago.
Oh yeah, this stuff looks still fresh. Yeah, that still looks fresh. So maybe I should make...
And why does she tear into the bags like this? Like, you're going to keep it in the bag? Open the bag at the top. That's what it's there for.
Meatball. Tikka masala. So that I don't waste it. I'm not done. I'm just joking.
Her chat, because you always take advice from her chat, clearly. They recommended eating lemon, smelling and eating lemon to help with the nausea, which is, I suppose, better than recommending weed, which we know where that ends up, and indeed did end up. But I was just thinking as she bit into it, it reminded me of Becky, you know, ALR's Becky, who really likes to eat lemon as well, and just how bad it is for the teeth enamel. Like, please, honey, you don't need to do this to yourself.
Your name in French? Fat as fat.
Because French and a fake French accent is the same thing.
That's how Dom says it. Fat. So I make fun of him.
How many conversations about farts have they had that she has a reference? I'm concerned.
Fat, and it hurts me. It hurts me.
I'm freeze framing that just to be shady.
I don't actually watch any reactor videos.
That's
I think I did one, that one Steve guy.
Just one time, you guys. All those times where she's left comments on people's reactions videos, not true. Never happened. Not mine, not anybody else's. Doesn't happen. All those copyright strikes that she gives out whenever her temper gets the best of her. I've only ever watched one, you guys. Only ever. I will, to her credit, say she has been a bit more zen about reaction channels in general recently. She's not kicking off about them, but, you know, there's been other stuff going on in her life.
I'm gonna weigh myself. What do you think?
I think stick to your
schedule.
schedule.
I already have soda in my stomach. Does it matter?
The soda, it depends. I mean, she's on such a bad sleeping schedule. It really probably doesn't matter for her. There is, in sense of when you weigh in first thing in the morning before anything's in your stomach, partly it's the weight of what's in your stomach and partly it's just no longer being dehydrated. So I don't know if a little bit of soda would help that or not make a difference. I'm not sure, to be honest, but I don't think she should weigh in. I think she should wait for her schedule. I think the reason she weighed in early last time by a couple of days, I think is probably because she was doing a quick check to see where she was and she got excited, and we know that she can't stop an idea once she's had it. She can't hold back on this channel at all, so we got it on channel. I think the reason she wants to weigh in right now, the reason she has the urge, is because she claims she didn't eat yesterday. She had like half a hamburger top pizza replacement thing, and that's it. So of course now would be a good time for her to weigh in because she'd be as low as she could be. I understand the want, but I think just sticking to a schedule would be better for her.
All right.
Look at all this food.
Can we go for some water?
Look at it. She's got 4 things there.
What do we have? Okay, so we have...
5 or 4?
This huge salad.
The salad, when she shows it, always looks good. But can I just say, we know the size. She's ordered this food, Greek food, multiple times over the past few weeks. She knows how big it is. And she's saying, I feel really sick. I don't feel hungry. And she hasn't had any edibles to get around that. So why order 4 meals? I know I keep harping on about it, but really.
So it's like an oil.
Look how big this container of oil is, you guys. I don't know
dump it all over
what it is, if it's
the
olive
salad.
oil and like dressing
Ooh,
maybe.
Yeah.
But that was an entire tub. Like the salad is swimming in it. Calm down.
Oh. Sorry, but... Alright, time for some grape leaves, babies.
I'm sure they've got rice inside. I still stand by it.
Gonna have a couple more bites and that's probably gonna be it for me. Honestly.
We see her... I'm uncomfortable with this freeze frame. We see her eat about 1/3 of this chicken feta pita thing and a little bit of the salad. So she doesn't actually eat a lot of this food at all on camera. But that means either she'll binge on it when she has edibles or she'll let it rot in her fridge. And I don't find either one of those things to be a good idea.
I'm not feeling too good right now.
It hasn't stopped you eating though, has it?
I feel really tired. I need to like lay down.
And that's the end of the cleaning project. I did a thing where I cleaned a minor portion of what was immediately around me, and now I'm done. I need a rest.
I think so, basic. I think it's from the Ozempic because...
This is the sick feeling.
I don't have an appetite really. And I'm tired.
Okay, you sleep like crap and you don't take your CPAP to Egyptian dudes, so it's not surprising you're tired. It could be the Ozempic, but it could be a number of other things, because let's face it, you're not taking care of your health.
Made some ugly accusations, which is really funny because whatever they were, hi Annie, BB is like probably cleaner slate than any single person who was accusing him of anything. He's a really, really good guy.
I'm not sure what the accusations against BB are right now. I think if they're just the usual, oh, he was only with her for a green card kind of thing, I'm not sure. But she was just talking about how BB has said, you know, if you show positive stuff on your channel, you'll get more positive feedback, which, what a fucking concept, you know? BB, always the voice of reason. Reason and video games. But this is her response to that, unless there's something new I'm unaware of.
It's just, who cares? For people to be like, oh, they just want their green card. It's just so stupid and ignorant. I can't even be offended by that.
I don't know, you seem pretty offended.
You know what I mean? It's like, so what if they want you for your green card? You're not going to marry them. So.
I kept this in because I found her response strange. Either you deny it and you say, well, no, it wasn't that. And she had said during their relationship that he already had his permanent residence and therefore, like, that wasn't what their relationship was about. Which I could believe. But I don't understand this defense of, it's kind of when people said, well, are you on a feeder site or not? Because there was that profile that was up. And she was like, I'm not, but so what if I was? And she's doing kind of the same thing here, saying, oh, well, you wouldn't marry them. Dude, you wanted to marry the drug dealer that you're currently seeing after about 2 days. You've been talking about how you want to give him babies. I don't think it was the case with her and BB. However, the way she talks about it makes it sound so much shadier, you know?
Oh, I mean...
Oh, she went to lie down because, you know, the cleaning of the table was exhausting, I guess. But this is just the end of the video real quick.
The snacks are still there.
Oh yeah. I literally only kept it in. I haven't freezed that very well. Her dressing table is covered in food again. I don't think 2-month-old poutine just yet, but she's got snacks on the table and it's just looking quite messy. I firmly believe that she never finished cleaning that room. I think she did a dressing table, which is the only part she really uses super regularly. And the layer of laundry all over the floor, I believe, is still there. But I'm happy to be proven wrong.
I'm not gonna eat them either. Oh, I feel hungover. How the fuck am I hungover? I didn't do anything.
Your body is in a general state. Like, she said she didn't eat yesterday, but I remember having food hangovers all the time. Where you binge, you wake up the next day and you just be like, ugh, I feel terrible. And it wasn't that I'd imbibed a drug or an alcohol, it's just that the general state of my body was like, oh God, what are you doing to me? And I think that's why she feels hungover now. It's just a wearing down of her general state of health because she keeps not taking care of it, and so it keeps just pushing as much as it can.
Okay. Maybe I'll just have a small nap. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do, April. I'm going to have a little nap, shower. I'll see you later, alligators.
Okay. So that's the end of this live. Clearly, I'm sure the cleaning will happen after, you know, the nap, the shower, and I think she said Mario Kart, which I thought what clip was coming next. Clearly, the house will be sparkling without a doubt. So we're just going to move on. The live Beezing, I've just got 2 clips really, because one of them's kind of talking about her audience in a way, and the other one we'll get to. All right. Let's just get going.
Well, I do miss you non-paid members too, obviously. You guys think I don't like you and I'm punishing you.
Kind of are, yeah.
I was like, people are like legit pissed off at me. I don't even know why anymore. I understand the irresponsible shit, like the drug use and everything.
Okay, so you do understand then. People are pissed off in general because attached to all of the problematic behaviour that she's refusing to rectify in any way, or even address kind of responsibly in any way, her general attitude and demeanour has taken a bit of a turn. Like, you could argue she's always been kind of like this, but she's been a lot more confrontational. It's been true with her mods in the Ahoy Beezing live from a few days ago, I think. She went in on Karate Joe, and I'll see if maybe I can place it in here, maybe. Depends how long this react gets. But basically she's been like, you chose to divorce me because you didn't agree with my choices and I'm not changing. And like one of her other mods, I think it was Plain Cheeseburgers, who usually is sort of up there as one of her faves, was like, oh, please remember to wash your face, because she's encrusted and with a little heart, and she's like, I don't like to be told to wash my face. And she really made a point of going in, and I was like, calm the fuck down. These are your mods and it's basic conversation. But she just can't handle any of it. So it doesn't surprise me that she doesn't understand why her audience is angry, because she has no real concept of feelings outside of her own. she feels entirely justified. I was wondering if this was an ALR trick of, I don't understand when she's just feigning ignorance because she doesn't want to deal with the actual truth of it. But I think she really does it. She's like, oh yeah, I know the drug stuff is bad, but come on. But you'll see in how she addresses people here. But the members thing, now that she's realised that members only on the chat can be so much easier for her, she's been enabling member only chat a lot. But she's so entitled with her membership sales, where she's saying, no, you should be a member, that it doesn't surprise me that the whole tone of what she puts out is being reflected in her audience, because you gather what you give, you know.
I understand that. Some people are legit pissed.
Yeah, well, you treat them like crap.
I don't even know what. Banished Beezers.
Oh yeah, and there have been some members recently. Someone called, I want to say Molly, I might be wrong. But there's been some members that she has banned now. And I'm like, you don't do that to members. And it doesn't seem to be over like any vitriol, anything that you'd be like, nah, I don't give a shit what you pay me here. You don't get to do that on my channel. But just sort of a voice of dissent. And so she's been banned now. And you're like, really? You don't get to do that to members. And there's been a general discontent that's becoming more vocal within her membership about sort of what she's putting out and what they're getting for their memberships. So yes, memberships are voluntary, but you very much affect the tone of this conversation.
Put lipstick on. I think so, Straw, but I am succeeding. That's what I'm saying. Why does everyone have such a closed-minded... How am I not succeeding?
What do you classify as success? Because it seems like the number on the scale is the only form of success you are currently measuring by. I think it's a little disingenuous for her to be so shocked that she might be getting certain elements of feedback from her audience. And from an outside eye at least, I think it's completely logical to be like, hey, no, losing weight is fantastic, but especially given the state of emergency her body is in. But if you are dabbling in drugs, seem to be developing a really toxic relationship, and are otherwise displaying very concerning habits in the pursuit of this, perhaps as a replacement for this, if you're constantly either ignoring your doctor or not following your medication instructions, that is a cause for concern. So this shock of, why are people just so down on me all the time? If it's genuine, she's stupid, but I don't think it's genuine.
Well-being, we want you to be safe.
Yeah, they want you to be safe.
There's people who care.
That's as much as she says, and then she allows herself to be distracted by something else. She just looks just like, there's people who care. She doesn't she doesn't care that they care. She doesn't care that it may be coming from somewhere other than trolling behavior, which is what she wants to dismiss everything with. But yeah, there are people who support you, who pay to be in your live chats, who care, and you're being a bitch to them when they care.
But there's people who are pissed.
Okay, I just want to give a little bit of a disclaimer. She does discuss some drug use here, which isn't a surprise to anyone given the nature of her channel just recently, but more in the illegal drug side of things. And this is the reason really that the members chat got turned on. She stopped this live stream, she started another one because she doesn't know how to do it in stream. So just be aware that that talk is coming up. It is the last part we're going to be looking at, but I just wanted to include it.
No, it's not any more of a drug user than I am.
You are a drug user. Where you are in your stage of addiction is something I want to discuss in a minute, but you are a drug user.
I'm not joking. And actually, I had a sort of a weak moment. I didn't want to say that. Why am I saying that? Because I had edibles.
Oh, so you're doing things you don't want to do because drugs are making your decision-making process more difficult to follow?
Don't judge me!
Okay.
And I asked him if he could get me some more. And he said no. He doesn't want me to do it. I'm not saying we didn't do it, we did, but it was time to stop.
This is very worrying on a few different levels. I'm trying to think how to word this. Okay, one, that she thinks this is not an intentional move forward on his part, just because she happened to bring it up. I don't think it's true. Yeah? I'm not sure which drug she's talking about. I don't know if she means the meth or the molly, but those were the illegal drugs she was discussing the last time she talked about this, so it's going to be one of the two, right? So when she comes in, she says, I had a weak moment. That sentence, above anything else she says here, is what concerns me. Because I'm reading that as, okay, I was craving this, I couldn't do without it, I asked for it. Which speaks a lot more to a developing addictive behavior than it does to a one-time use or something fun. You know, not that I really saw that as a justification for it last time, but this sounds a lot more serious. It really does. And up until this point, I know there's been a huge amount of discussion in the community that no, she's already addicted to hard drugs, and it's really been made a lot of. I think because generally speaking, it's a big thing to put out there, and it's going to be something that triggers conversation because she has been not treating it as serious as it is at all. She's been very lighthearted is the wrong word, flippant. She's been very flippant, and she's been saying the right things of no, it's terrible, but you know, please ask me about it because I want to talk about it. But in terms of the long-term consequences, she really has not been discussing it. And for all this bullshit where she's like, oh no, I'll have to make an apology video about it. The apology video, while a terrible idea, never materialized, and now she's talking about this again. And she's blaming the fact that she's talking about it from her loose tongue because of the edibles. And yet nothing in this is triggering a thought of, maybe I should stop doing this. But anyway, to go back to the illegal drugs that she's implying, saying she took. Again, he had them on hand. Get me some more. Okay, no, he didn't want me to, but we did it. We did it. So not only did he get some for you, you did it together. And that isn't triggering an alarm bell at all because it was your idea. I think her phrase in a minute is, I'm the Beezer. The fact that you think you're in control of this situation is insane to me. But the fact that you were there in a weak moment speaks to a more serious addiction forming. Because it could be the sense of, oh, I told myself I wasn't going to, it was a weak thought process. I don't think weak is quite the word for it. But if it weren't becoming more of a habit, why would you be thinking about it? Does she just mean a bad decision? Because I'm reading it as, and this might be wrong, but it feels like I've done it. I want to do more. I told myself I wouldn't, and now I just couldn't help it and I asked for it. That's not a great place to be. I realize that's quite an understatement of what's going on here. The fact that she's sitting here for content, and the thing she's most annoyed about in this story is, oh, I didn't mean to tell them. Not, oh, I probably shouldn't do this. Oh, the people that have emailed me and made me feel terrible when I'm trying to rehabilitate my image that prompted me to want to make an apology video, none of those thoughts are in her head. But she did it again. And we don't know. And this is now becoming a lot more realistic in my head. We don't know how many times she has done this. We don't know what else she's been trying. And I wasn't placing as much emphasis on the illegal drugs plotline, shall we call it, because I did feel like she was being stupid to prove how cool she was, and she'd done it once. This is highly concerning. It lends a lot more credence to some of the narratives going around the community at the moment.
And he stuck his ground on that.
Well, he didn't stick his ground because you both ended up doing it. You just said you both did it. How did he stick his ground? Oh no, he told me I definitely shouldn't and then gave it to me.
So?
And who paid for that? He procured it for you apparently. I'm guessing he had some around the apartment because you were only there with him a day. But did you buy that? How did that work?
Yeah. I'm the Beezer. Because I'm stupid. That's why.
And she'll play lip service. Oh, it was a stupid thing to do because she can't be seen as endorsing illegal drugs on stream. She'll get her channel pulled down. But, oh yeah, I was stupid. It was a bad idea. But, you know, I asked him. He said no, but he happened to have some and he gave it to me and we did it together. Wake up, child. Wake up.
What the fuck is with these people?
Okay, and this is the point at which...
You're lucky I love you, or why can't you all just join members only? Seriously, it's $4. Unless you can't afford it, then I won't ever shame you.
What, you just said, seriously, it's $4. Like, what are you thinking? This is when she starts to turn a little bit, and she ended up stopping the stream to go onto the members only, because naturally, the response of certain members in her chat, not members of the channel, but certain presences, that's awkward, in her chat were, excuse me, my lady, the fuck? The fuck? And she didn't appreciate the completely logical response of, oh, that is something to be concerned about. So she started going off a little bit of her audience.
But for those who send super chats, $20, there's 4 months of my fucking membership. And we don't have to put up with this shit.
Okay, so if you're in the audience and you're a voice of dissent, you're a shit. You're a piece of shit. And if you sent $20 in a super chat as support, I don't know what the super chat said, so it could have been a troll super chat, but $20 seems a lot for a troll. $20 that I've just given to you, and your response is, why the fuck haven't you bought my fucking membership? How about I just don't give you my fucking money? How about that? Won't make that mistake again.
Please switch to members only.
Yeah.
I should. This is why. You know why, right?
Because you moronically told your public chat that you had done illegal drugs and weren't anticipating that might have a negative response, and now you can't handle the questioning of your behavior and your mods are having to deal with it. Yeah, we know why. Oh, that was the mic she was holding. Oh. R.I.P. us with her with a karaoke mic. It's going to be more singing than ever.
Alright, I'm going to go on members only since you guys are Beezin.
Okay, and there we are. I'm not covering the members only. It was a mess. But she did take edibles. Sorry, I cut it at the beginning of Beezing, that last one, because she was feeling so sick when she woke up from her nap, and that's why she was so fucking high. In the later ones, it clearly hadn't hit her too hard just here. And that's where we are. So that happened. The later ones were a complete mess. I don't see a lot of hope for her behaviour changing at the moment. Either he's going to have to break it off, or she's going to have to have something... how can I put this? Or she's going to have to do something that's going to have a consequence she can't avoid. Either it's going to be a health event that scares the shit out of her, or it's going to be a drug addiction that she then has to deal with, or something else terrible. And I don't know how soon that's going to happen. I don't know if there's something short term that can impact her enough to maybe prevent her long term getting into some serious trouble. And that's sad. That concerns me a lot, because I don't know, like, when I say, okay, well, what would I do? If I was there and I could help her, what could I do? I don't know. She doesn't have a circle. She doesn't have a good group of friends who will just pull her back when she's spiraling and be like, the fuck, sit down, we're talking. She doesn't have that in her life. And that's self-created to an extent, but it doesn't change the fact that she needs something and she's got no one there. As much as it's not someone else's responsibility, she has no one there who cares enough and has the ability to stand up to her enough to sit her down and say what's what. And I'm not saying she would listen, but I wish there was someone around her that cared enough to try. So we're going to leave this here. I'm going to just edit this down, and I will see you. God knows what she does next. Okay, bye-bye.